92, 94, 96, 98, 100,000.
I'm coming. Hello.
Hello, Frank. Hal Jones.
Oh, Hal, how are you?
I've got a problem.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Look, we're buddies, right? In the same business. I need some professional advice.
Where are you?
In a phone booth. Look, I've got myself into one hell of a jam trying to help out a client. May I talk to you in confidence?
Shoot.
Not over the phone. You know, I'm only a few minutes away.
Well, look, I just put a spinach souffle in the oven. Why don't you come up here and share it with me, huh?
I'll be right up.
Okay.
Thanks, Frank.
Is that you?
Who is this?
Well, this is Frank Kennett. Who am I talking to?
This is Hal's father, Mr. Cannon. Hal's dead. He was killed last
Oh, Mr. Jones, give me a minute, will you?
Why were you calling?
Well, Hal called me last night.
What time?
Oh, I guess it was about 11:45. From a payphone, he said that he was in some kind of trouble.
What kind?
He didn't say. He just said he wanted to talk to me, and I told him to come on up to my place. He said he'd be right over.
I'll be right over.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Are the police there?
They're here.
Then why don't we meet at Hal's office before they get there?
I'm on my way.
All right.
She's going to rest now. How are you feeling?
Angry. Betty, listen to me. I've got to go out for a while. Mrs. Brenner will be here with you. I'll be back soon.
Oh, please.
Keep the press away from her.
Barnaby Jones.
Frank Cannon.
I'd like to offer my condolences.
Thanks.
Hal was a close friend.
I don't have to tell you how he valued your friendship. What did he say to you last night?
Oh, not much more than what I told you, that he'd gotten himself into trouble trying to help a client.
Client?
Yeah, and he wanted to talk to me in confidence.
Did he say where he was?
Just a few minutes away, he said.
Griffith Park. He was shot down in the phone booth he was calling you from. Place is like an old friend. And there aren't many of them left. 4 years ago, when I retired, I calculated I had lived exactly half my life out of this office. Hal used to love this place. He used to come here as a boy, worked his way through USC, used to study here at night. Right in there at my desk, sometimes right in here. Oh, I used to give him some help now and then. Chemistry, clinical psychology, forensic medicine, criminology. Those are my specialties, you know.
I know.
When I turned the business over to Hal, he didn't change a thing.
Barnaby, I'd like your permission to take on this case. I'd consider it a personal score to find the man who killed your son.
That's very generous of you, Cannon, but this is something for me to do. Here's another old friend. Only had to use it once in 28 years.
Look, Barnaby, I'm going to be blunt with you. You have been in retirement for 4 years now. You said that yourself.
Yes, but the old reflex is still sharp as a colt's. You ever work with horses, Cannon?
Only the $10 window. Don't remind me of it. What about Hal's wife? I suppose she's going to be needing your help now.
Yes, I thought of that. But the more I think of Betty, the more resolved I am to get this man myself. Cannon, you may be the best in the business, but I did all right for myself for 28 years, and Hal was my son.
Okay.
Which isn't to say that I might not need your help.
What case was Hal working on, do you know?
No, I doubt if we'll find out here. He was as uncomplicated as I was. Carried everything in his head.
Evidently, he went to a party night before last Thursday. Somebody by the name of Terry.
Terry McCormick.
Terry McCormick. That's the lawyer who's running for Congress, huh?
Hal did some work for him a couple of years ago on an industrial espionage case. McCormick has kept him on retainer ever since.
Ever heard of a girl by the name of Karen Armsby?
No, what's this?
Yesterday's newspaper. Says there that she worked on McCormick's staff.
So, on behalf of my campaign co-workers and myself, I'd like to say that we're deeply gratified to learn that we've moved ahead in the polls.
Let me ask a question, Mr. McCormick. Some commentators attribute your surging popularity to your free spending campaign style.
Well, Mr. Russell, let me say this. I have contributed considerable resources of my own to this campaign, but I believe that my exposure has not communicated my personal means to the voters as much as it has my spirit of commitment. I think that that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you very much. See you all in Washington, I hope.
Mr. McCormick.
I'm sorry, I have a heavy schedule this afternoon.
I'm Hal Jones' father.
Please, come into my office. I don't want to be disturbed. All right?
That will be all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Most of your questions will be answered in this press release, so please take one on your way out.
I only heard the news on my car radio as I was driving in. I can't tell you how shocked I was. All of us who knew Hal felt so strongly.
Everyone liked him. Almost everyone. I don't want to take too much of your time, Mr. McCormick.
Don't you worry about my time, sir. Here, please, come sit down. And tell me if there's anything at all that I can do for you.
Yes? Yes, you might be able to help me a great deal. You see, I'm investigating Hal's murder. When was the last time you saw Hal?
Well, as a matter of fact, he came to a party at my house in Malibu last Thursday night.
Really? Big party?
I don't suppose there were more than 25 or 30 people. It started out as a get-together for some of the members of my campaign staff, and it just grew. It's fortunate that my wife and children are in Aspen visiting her parents.
Was he alone?
Hal? Yes. But you're asking me, was he working for me? Well, the answer is yes again, but I don't understand because it was just campaign security.
Were you having problems?
No, not at all. I invited Hal simply to meet the other members of my staff.
I wonder if it would be possible for me to have a list of the other guests who attended the party?
Certainly. I'll have my secretary make out a list for you this afternoon.
Well, here's my card, in case you want to get in touch with me for any reason. And thank you very much for your time, Mr. McCormick.
Please call me Terry, sir.
If you stop calling me sir. I forgot to offer my condolences to you on the death of the young lady who was working for you, Karen Armsby. Well, good luck on your campaign.
I think then we better check at what time we're supposed to be at the station. Would you let me know?
Okay, Terry.
Cannon?
How'd you know it was me?
You have a rather distinctive silhouette. I talked to Terry McCormick today. He said Hal was at the party, but that's all. Here's a list of the other people. Karen Armsby was there, too. He played it close to his vest about her. Awful close.
Two people at the same party, both now dead. One murdered, the other suicide. 1 day apart.
Can you make a connection?
What, do you question the suicide?
I question everything. Of course, the medical examiner's report is pretty conclusive. She swallowed a whole bottle of barbiturates. That could kill her in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it must have been some lousy party. And a long ride home for her, too.
That's what bothers me. Who took her home? Or did she drive herself?
I think I'm gonna check her place out. You got anything else?
Just the ballistics report on Hal. Slug from a .38.
How did you happen to find her at 10 o'clock in the morning?
I was returning her keys.
What key?
The car keys. Her car had been in the shop for a week. They just brought it back. The driver left the keys with me. I always put things away for Karen. She said I was like a mother to her.
And somebody else drove her Thursday night, huh?
I don't know if it was one of them. She had lots of beaux. I didn't see her Thursday night.
Can I keep these for a little while?
Don't know what good they're going to do her now. With all that attention, why do you think she did it?
Yes. All right, I'll take it. Hello?
I could have killed you today. That was just a warning, Mr. Candidate.
Who is this?
Where were you last night? We had a date, remember? At the Griffith Park Observatory? You think I was kidding or something? I kid you not. You need a little push, maybe. Like next time I try your side of the windshield. I got something better. I've got Karen's suicide note right here in my hand.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's a real Valentine. Like how you were going to divorce your wife and marry her. But you lied. I'd be glad to give you a copy. I had several made up this morning for the newspapers. But I'm keeping the original just for you.
What do you want?
You've got a very short memory. The same as before, 100,000 in 20s. Have the money ready and be at your phone at 11 tonight.
Hal, was that...
He's not coming back.
I know, honey. I know.
It's what I've been afraid of for years. He always said, oh, honey, they don't shoot people like me. The worst I'll ever get is a traffic ticket or a punch in the face.
I know. I used to say the same thing myself.
Oh, I have got to do something. Let me fix you a cup of coffee.
I guess I could do with a glass of milk.
Good. Come on.
Betty, I've been thinking, why don't you come out to the ranch for a few days? Been kind of lonely for me out there.
Well, I guess we're both gonna need someone to take care of us.
Or someone to take care of.
I know. Let me think about it.
Well, while you're thinking, I'm going to make you a promise. I promise that I'm going to get the man that killed Hal.
The same thing will happen to you.
No, he wasn't prepared for it. I am. It makes all the difference.
I can't stop you. Hal was the same way.
Have you any idea what he was up to? I didn't think so. What about that party he went to Thursday night?
Terry McCormick's?
Did he say anything about it?
No. He acted strange the next morning.
Strange?
Oh, moody. Like something was on his mind. We were going to the ball game in the afternoon, and he forgot all about it when Terry called.
Terry called him Friday?
Yes. I know they met in Hal's office that afternoon.
Did he say where he was going Friday night?
Same thing he always said. I'm going to meet a client.
I'll get it. Hello?
Well, I'm glad I reached you.
What about?
I think I have something which may help in your search.
I'm listening.
Can you come to my house? It's Rocky Point Cove, Pacific Coast Highway.
I'll be there. Betty. I have to go out for a while.
Oh, where?
I'm going to meet a client. What a view you got there. Makes me think of China. All that water and nothing else between China and us. There she lies, a sleeping giant. Let her sleep. For when she wakes, she will shake the world. You know who said that?
John Foster Dulles?
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Ah. Here.
Oh, no, thank you. What's your opinion?
Of Napoleon?
The Chinese.
Are you asking me as a politician or as myself?
Aren't they one and the same? Well, the point I'm about to make is about the Chinese. Some of our politicians seem to have learned a lesson from them. You never know whether they mean what they say. One truth concealing another.
Jones, I'd like to hire you.
Why don't you start by telling me everything you can that'll help me catch my son's killer?
Hal was killed by the same man who's blackmailing me.
And you weren't entirely truthful with me this morning.
No.
Why?
The blackmailer took a shot at me this noon in the garage of my office building.
And you saw the man?
No, I didn't. I ducked, naturally anticipating another shot, which never came. And by the time I looked up, he'd gone.
You think he's trying to kill you?
No. It was a warning shot. Because he called me at my office early this afternoon to threaten me again. Unless I come up with more money.
How much money does he want?
Another $100,000.
Another 100,000. Tell me, Mr. McCormick, why are you being blackmailed?
I'm a married man, Jones. The past few months, I've been having an affair with Karen Armsby.
Karen, oh, yes, that's the young lady that...
Yes, that's the one. And she was here on Thursday night. In fact, this is where she killed herself.
Well, the newspaper said that her body was found in her apartment.
It was, because Hal and I took it there. You see, I discovered her body about midnight, lying in my bedroom. I couldn't believe it. She was lying there with that empty pill bottle beside her. Anyway, I went out, I locked the door, I went and told Hal. We waited for the guests to leave, which was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we took Karen and the pill bottle back to her place.
Could I trouble you for a glass of milk? I see you're a sailor, too.
Understand me, Jones. Hal didn't want to do it. In fact, I'm ashamed to say I had to lie to him. I told him that I'd never had an affair with Karen, that she was simply a lovesick political groupie with a history of emotional problems, which is true, and that her suicide in this house would wreck my career, wreck my marriage. It would make it look as if we really had been having an affair and that I'd tried to reject her, which was also true. Anyway, that's why Hal finally decided to help me. Because he trusted me. And because he believed in my political future.
You mean you brought the girl all the way out here to reject her?
No, she came with an actor friend, I'm not sure which. The place was full of Hollywood types that night.
Well, wouldn't the person that brought her have stayed to take her home?
I don't know. People were coming and going all evening.
How did all this get Hal killed?
Well, we didn't know it at the time, but obviously someone must have seen Karen's body in my bedroom before I did. Either that or they saw us carry her out. Anyway, I received this at noon on Friday. It's a demand for $100,000 to be delivered to the parking lot of the Griffith Park Observatory at midnight.
So you hired Hal to go after the blackmailer?
No, he was only supposed to deliver the money.
But you think he tried to catch the man?
Why else would the man have killed him?
Where's your car?
It's parked in the lower driveway. It lodged in the passenger headrest.
Mind if I hang on to this a while?
Not at all. What are you going to do with it?
I'm not entirely sure right now. Have you any idea who this man is?
No, he told me simply to expect his call at 11 tonight.
So you want me to do what you think Hal was trying to do?
Yes, I want you to catch this man. He's Hal's killer. You said you were out to get him, and neither one of us wants the police to do this job for us.
McCormick, I don't want you to think that I approve of your morals. In fact, I wouldn't even vote for you. But if you can help me catch my son's killer, I'll be happy to oblige.
How can you eat those things?
I can eat anything, as long as I can wash it down with a glass of cold milk. You know, I can believe the suicide part of Terry's story. I can even believe Hal's part in it. He was always fiercely loyal to his clients. But I just can't see him going as far as helping to pay off a blackmailer.
Maybe he didn't.
What do you mean?
Maybe that's why he called me that night. Maybe he'd gotten himself into something he didn't like and he couldn't go through with it.
But why kill him?
Well, maybe he saw the blackmailer, like Terry said, and he was going to try to take him. Or maybe the blackmailer thought that Hal was calling the police.
Maybe a lot of things. We could sit here and whine and maybe ourselves to death. But I'm taking that phone call with Terry tonight at 11 o'clock. I'm interested in finding out who's going to be on the other end of that line. Party guests?
Yeah, a couple of them. A couple of Karen's other boyfriends. See, it's Reed and Marshall. Their names on the party list. Reed Carpenter and Marshall Eaton. They're both actors. Their addresses are on the backs of the pictures.
Oh, we don't have much time. Why don't you take one and I'll take the other?
Okay. You know, Barnaby, I would love to thank you for this wonderful lunch, but but I just don't have it in me.
Sure, I was there, but I didn't take Karen. I mean, I took somebody.
What about Karen?
This is a friend of Hal Jones, Donna.
How do you do?
What's he asking you about Karen for?
Oh, come on. He's talking to everybody who was at McCormick's party.
Some coincidence you take me to a party where she's at.
I didn't even know she was going to be there. Reed took her.
Reed Carpenter?
Yeah.
She didn't care any more about Reed than I do. She probably conned him into taking her because it was McCormick's party. She was freaky for McCormick.
I don't imagine that pleased Reed too much, huh?
Pleased him. They had an argument that night. Reed walked out.
Who took her home?
Oh, she always found somebody.
The girl is dead, Donna.
Well, I know how that breaks your heart, lover.
Well, Mr. Eaton, perhaps you better go back and finish your shower. Thank you.
Mr. Carpenter?
Yeah?
I thought I recognized you. You know I watch your show every week.
Well, it's not the greatest part in town, but at least it's a running role.
I think you're pretty good. I really do. And I'm tough on those cop shows. You see, I'm sort of one myself.
Cop?
Private. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
About what?
Hal Jones. I'm his dad.
But he was just...
That's what I'm trying to find out about, asking some of the people who saw him last, like that party Thursday night.
McCormick's party. Yeah, I was there. Not for very long, though.
You remember seeing Hal?
Yeah, I saw him.
Remember anything else about him?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't remember much. You see, I didn't stay too long.
You left early?
The girl I took wanted to stay a little longer.
Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Armsby. You must have been terribly shocked.
I was. And I wasn't.
How do you mean?
Well, I knew she was headed for trouble. I just didn't know it happened that fast.
You mean you knew she was going to kill herself?
Oh, no.
Oh, another man.
You better believe it.
Somebody that was there that night?
The host.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that rumor myself. You have a mint. They're good. Well, say, since you left early, I guess you wouldn't know how she got home.
What does my leaving early have to do with Hal Jones?
You're absolutely right, Mr. Carpenter. Not a thing.
Unless what?
You think there could be a connection?
Listen, Dad, why do you keep bugging me with your questions?
Because your answers get better and better. as your manners get worse and worse.
This is my floor. Any more questions?
I think you've answered them, Sonny. I'll tell you this, that Reed Carpenter is a real hothead. He hates questions about Thursday night almost as much as he hates Terry McCormick's guts.
Marshal Eaton said about the same thing. Evidently, Reed and Karen had a fight about Terry, and he left the party early.
And could have come back later, take her home, found the body.
That's a great setup for blackmail, but murder? Nah.
Look at this. Terry McCormick insists that the man who fired at him is the same man who killed Hal. This is a blow-up of the bullet that killed Hal. See the striations? Barrel markings along the side. Now this is a slug that I dug out of McCormick's car today.
Let me see the other one.
You see the markings are entirely different.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, this is from a .38, but someone else's .38.
Sounds like we're looking for two men, a blackmailer and a murderer. We're going to a blackmailing. I want to see those two men meet.
Reed Carpenter is just a guess.
Educated guess. Come on, my friend. I'll hold Terry's hand. You see where Carpenter leads you.
Okay. Hello?
Go down the Harbor Freeway, across the Signal Street overpass to the first dirt road. Drive down to the tanks at the railroad tracks. Be there at midnight, alone. When you see another car flash its lights, turn off yours. Get out of your car. Leave the bag halfway between the two cars and walk away. Stand with your back turned until you hear a car drive away. If you turn, you'll be shot. And this time, I won't try to miss.
Well, it doesn't leave us much time. Where's the money? You carry it.
What do you need me for?
If we're gonna catch this man tonight, you better be there. If he sees me, he'll know it's a phony setup. And don't worry, you'll have plenty of protection. I'll be in the vicinity.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Isn't that why you hired me? I know exactly what I'm doing. Let me out around the turn up there. You go on ahead.
Get down there.
No, Frank, this is my war party.
Those men are probably both armed.
I know.
Stop right there. Put it down. Get moving and stay in the light. Keep your back turned.
Just don't move. Well, Mr. Carpenter, I thought you only played roles of redeeming social virtue. Get up. Hold out your hand.
Are you willing to wreck an entire career for a lousy $100 grand?
Oh, no. Gentleman feels that you have a lot more at stake than he does.
Well, it's almost worth it to see him suffer.
Your life in jail?
My life?
That's the usual sentence for murder.
What are you talking about?
Hal Jones. You killed him Friday night when you made the blackmail drop.
Nobody made any drop. He never showed up. I waited up there for 2 hours.
Well, now, that's an interesting story, isn't it, McCormick? Might even be some truth in it.
What do you mean?
You thought that the only other person who knew about Karen's death was Hal. When the first blackmail note came, you thought he sent it. When you sent Hal to deliver the money that night, you followed him. When he didn't go to Griffith Park Observatory, you thought he was delivering the money to himself, and you shot him.
And tried to frame me.
You made the frame-up a lot easier, Mr. Carpenter, by running around firing wild warning shots.
Jones, what are you talking about? You're supposed to be working for me.
That's right. You hired me to catch your blackmailer and my son's killer. Why, that's almost a direct quote. And by golly, I think I got the both of you.
I should have known you were too old to think straight when I heard you rambling on about China and Napoleon. Where's the proof?
You're looking right at it, right here.
What?
This little old bag full of money. Just like the other night when Hal took it out with him. You see, I know this is Hal's because I gave it to him for his birthday a week ago. And how the hell did you get it back from him after he was murdered? Unless you were there.
Zip up the bag. Bring it to the car. I didn't want this to happen. Believe me, Jones. Any more than I wanted to kill Hal.
Drop it. Or I'll kill you where you stand.
Let it go.
Thanks.
Like your old friend.
Glad I didn't have to use it again. Frank!
Barnaby.
Glad you could make it.
Thank you. How does it feel to be back in harness, an old war horse like you?
Well, it's a funny thing. Life was so good. Retirement, perfect health, nice ranch.
Yeah?
There was something missing.
And now you know, huh?
My work. And God help me that this is the way I must rediscover it. Through the death of my son.
Come on.
I used to be pretty good, you know.
Pretty good. The best in the business.
Oh, wait a minute. That's my line for you.
Ah, come on.
A friend of mine behind me. Let him come through. Private entrance to my office.
Nice to have made it big.
Tony? They still working out?
I think they're almost finished, Mr. Sanderson. Coach Gorman asked me to get his briefcase from his car.
Well, when Frankie's through on the court, tell him I want to see him in my office. Got it?
Yes.
Hold it! Are we passing out gifts, Hutchison? Mills, you married to that corner? Come on, move it! Move it out! That's it. 10:30 tomorrow. Hey, Frankie? They want to see you upstairs.
Big Bill wants to see you, Frankie. Maybe it's important.
Thanks, Tony.
That old Santos touch.
Come in, Frankie.
Mr. Sanderson?
Close the door. Frankie, I'm a man that levels with his players, and I expect to be treated the same way.
Sure, Mr. Sanderson.
In your last year at Western Pacific, you led your teammates to an unbroken string of victories leading to the championship game. You also won that game, though not by the margin people expected. Did you deliberately shave points? Did you, Frankie? Did you try just a little bit less in that fourth quarter?
Mr. Sanderson,
I won't use such information against you, but I have to have the truth.
My sister, she practically put me through school, Mr. Sanderson. And when Alan, this is my brother-in-law, Alan Bailey, made this really stupid bet, I bailed him out, sir. We won the game by a few points less, and it saved him. Sir, my sister...
I don't want to hear any more. As far as I'm concerned, the subject is closed, never to be opened again.
I swear
I don't
to you,
want to hear. You keep your mind on the playoffs and nothing else. Now go on. All right, Bailey.
My wife's baby brother never could lie.
Name what you want, and hear me clear. You cheap punk, if ever I see...
Mr. Sanderson, you got it wrong. Cash isn't doing me any good.
You told me you had information that could destroy my star athlete. Well, I agree you have that information. Now, how much do you want?
It's not cash, Mr. Sanderson. I got in so deep, I made promises. They asked if I could deliver Frankie. I said yes.
You said you could deliver your own brother-in-law to throw one of my games?
I was ready to say anything. My skin on the line. Now I know I never could talk to Frankie again about shaving points. But I figured talking to you, get the same job done. You're a heavy favorite to sweep the playoffs. So sweep, but give the crowd a run for their money. You get a little ahead, yank Frankie from the game. Tell your coach you want him saved as much as possible.
Get out of here.
A phone call from me to the commissioner, and Frankie'd be suspended, out of the playoffs. What about your franchise?
What about it?
Well, all I have to do is say I reported a player's past misconduct to you. You're keeping it quiet. You'd lose your franchise.
Hey, Tony, Mr. Sanderson's on the phone for you.
Hello, Mr. Sanderson.
Tony, when you get through in the locker room, go out and grab a bite, and then come back here at, well, make it 8 o'clock. I need a hand with something.
Well, I could come over there now, mister.
I don't need you now. You go have your dinner and be back here exactly at 8 o'clock.
Boy, must have cleaned out your whole office, Mr. Sanderson.
No, just some books I've collected over the years. Tony, I need a favor. I hate to ask it.
Hey, Mr. Sanderson, come on. Take me 100 years to pay back the favors I owe you.
You know where North Valley Canyon is? About 2 miles this side of my place.
Oh, yeah, sure, I know.
Well, I want you to take that car there, drive it into the brush, and lose it. Must be dozens of cars rusting away there. You think you can handle it?
Oh, it doesn't look that old, Mr. Sanderson.
Was involved in a hit and run. Oh, no injuries. Just a scraped fender. But my nephew, age 16, with just about that many traffic violations, well, if the police found that car, he'd be up the creek.
Kids.
Take the far gate so the guard won't recognize you. And wipe all the fingerprints off after you've ditched it. And get rid of the plates.
Yes, sir.
Police asked if Alan ever disappeared from home before, and I had to admit he did.
Those times he took off for Las Vegas?
He'd be gone for days at a time, but he would always call me. Now, it's 3 days in those phone calls for him.
Any name given with the code?
None. And last night, I'm positive that that car driving past this house was watching. Oh, my. You're not doing well at all, are you?
You know, you remind me of a teacher I once had. She had a theory that if you took two identical plants and you fed them and watered them both the same, and you whispered sweet nothings to one of them, it would do better than the other one.
Oh, I also believe in plants being living, feeling things. Don't you, Mr. Jones?
Well, I'm kind of afraid to. If I did that, I could never walk on the grass again.
Hi, sis. Gosh, you know, every time I see you, these plants look better.
Frankie, I'm Barnaby Jones.
Mr. Jones?
I hope you don't mind the Frankie, but it feels kind of natural after following your career for so long.
Well, I'm always flattered when somebody uses my first name, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones is the private investigator I told you about, Frankie.
Oh, Alan's gonna turn up, sis. He always turns up.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bailey. I think that's all the information I need right now. Good luck on the playoffs, Frankie.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Staying for dinner, hon?
No, there's no time. So, has Alan been getting in deep again? I mean, he is bringing his paycheck home.
Let's just say I've been managing to pay the bills.
Well, I got some things I gotta do. As soon as the playoffs are over, we'll spend some more time together. Okay? Okay, you take care.
You can go right around to the patio, Frankie. He's only on the phone with reporters.
Okay, thanks, Tony. I'll just be a couple of seconds.
Of course you can quote me. There's not a single injury on the team. Not among the starters, anyway. Yeah? Yeah? No rumors, Bob. On that Miami news service. I'm having a late breakfast. Help yourself. You know how they like to stir things up down Magnolia way. Yeah, you do the same. It's the fourth call I've gotten wondering whether we're using our regular lineup. You look tired.
Well, I haven't slept too much, Mr. Sanderson, since we talked about that college
Told you to forget it.
Well, something started bothering me, sir. You see, last Sunday, my brother-in-law disappeared.
At the lame brain that talked you into shaving those points?
Yeah, my sister's even hired a private detective, a man named Jones, to look for him. Anyway, the thing that bothers me is the fact...
You're wondering how I got the story, is that it?
It did seem like such a coincidence.
Listen, kid. I never met your stupid brother-in-law. I've been meaning to talk to you about that college game for a long time.
I'm probably making a big deal out of nothing here. I know that, but...
Miss Anderson.
Oh, hello, Dave. This is Chadwick, Omaha Post. I'm going to be quite a while. Who said the franchise is for sale? Where'd you get that fairy tale? No, I'm not saying I didn't get an offer, but I'm just saying the Wildcats are not for sale.
Leon, last I heard of you were tending bar and you got a rap for selling to minors. Doing any better?
Listen, Mr. Jones, don't remind me of that ripoff. How can you tell age today? He's 6'2", she's wearing a D cup.
Your stories always touch me, Leon. Lot manager says last Sunday at 4 o'clock was the last time he saw anything of Alan Bailey.
He's lucky to have seen him on Sunday. What with Bailey picking up a paycheck on Saturday. The ponies aren't running locally. He's probably up in Las Vegas sweating over some crap table.
Some people are looking for him. Las Vegas isn't exactly a town that affords any privacy. Any information on Bailey will be appreciated. Not enough?
Figured maybe I'd earn it now. You, see that convertible sitting at the curb? Look, but don't let him see you. It's one of Cy Landau's boys. Stopped in here Monday looking for Alan Bailey. He's been warming that curb ever since.
Cy Landau? Why is a big-time gambler looking for Penny Ante Alan Bailey?
Bailey's maybe tin horn, but he is the brother-in-law of the Wildcat star player. You know, I don't know. Maybe it means nothing, but I figure that earns me the 20.
Beautiful day, huh? Kind of reminds me of Central Park. I used to be on the track team, PS something or other. Every morning for 1 hour jogging.
Who are you?
Cy Landau. That's unimportant, Frankie. Hey, listen, did your brother-in-law talk to you?
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's the word around town. He skipped. Well, it doesn't change things, Frankie. You see, he said he had you in his pocket, so we invested accordingly.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I got another 2 miles to run here.
Kid, I don't like debates. They give you nothing but a sore throat. It's in your lap. Your brother-in-law spoke for you. He said he had you all tied up with a nice pink ribbon.
Now, look, fella.
No, you look. And you listen. You're gonna bring this first game in under 6 points, Frankie. You're just the guy who can do it. You proved it in your last year college game, according to Alan Bailey.
Good old Alan.
Under 6 points, Frankie. Be a hero, win the game. But over 6, break a leg, kid. That's an old show business expression. It means good luck.
Frankie's hurrying his shots.
Tony Santos? I'm Barnaby Jones. You don't know me, but I was sitting right about here one night 6 years ago when you broke the year's record for rebound.
I got hurt after that.
I know you're a friend of Frankie's, and I thought maybe you could help me answer a couple of questions. I'm looking for his brother-in-law, Alan Bailey.
Well, I'm not sure I ever met him.
Well, maybe this would help you refresh your memory.
Oh, sure. But I didn't know he was Frankie's brother-in-law. I saw him with Mr. Sanderson last, I think it was Sunday. That's it, Sunday.
About what time?
Well, practice breaks at 5. It was 5 o'clock.
Tony, when you get the time, would you take my car over to a station and have the starter checked out?
Oh, sure, I can do that right now, Mr. Sanderson. Oh, it was nice meeting you, Mr.
Jones. It's my pleasure, Tony.
Jones?
Bill Sanderson, Mr. Jones.
Oh, howdy.
I heard Frankie mention that his sister had hired you to locate Al Bailey. Any luck?
Well, the manager of the car lot where Bailey's been working said he hadn't seen him since 4 o'clock on Sunday, but I just heard that you'd seen him since then.
Yeah, about 5 o'clock. He spent quite a few minutes in my office trying to convince me that it would be the smart thing for me to go in with him and buy the car lot he works for. Quite an operator's Mr. Bailey.
Well, then I guess we can assume that Bailey left here a little after 5.
He might have hung around after that, but I wouldn't know about that.
Like Frankie's having an off day.
It happens. Anything else I can do for you?
No, not a thing. Good luck on the playoffs.
Thank you.
The more this guy Landau talked, the more scared I got. You know, the thing I can't get over is how Alan could tell a guy like Landau he's got me in his pocket.
Brother-in-law's a jerk. He knew he couldn't produce you to square off things with Landau. That's why he's hiding out someplace. There's something you should know. I did get the information about your last college game from your brother-in-law. Al Bailey was in my office for about 5 minutes last Sunday, using the knowledge he had against you to blackmail me. So I paid him off.
Mr. Sanderson, you shouldn't have done that. Sir, I would have rather gone to the commissioner myself and finished this whole thing once and for all.
But your teammates would also suffer. They battled for a whole year to get into the playoffs, and then you suspended?
I just wish I could come clean about all this without hurting anybody.
This Barnaby Jones, your sister hired, he knows I saw your brother-in-law that Sunday. I told him Bailey was interested in a business proposition, so if Jones asked you, you might say you knew that was on his mind.
I can't keep track of the number of things on Alan Bailey's mind, Mr. Sanderson.
You leave Landau to me. He's bluffing. He wouldn't dare manhandle an athlete in the public eye.
Tony?
Oh, Mr. Jones.
Mind if I join you?
No, sit down.
Hey, it's a nice place. Bet they got a picture of you somewhere on the wall.
Well, it's right over the bar. They put it up my rookie year.
Tony, the mystery deepens, as they say, about the disappearance of Alan Bailey. Seems he left the stadium about 8 o'clock Sunday night. That's according to the guard who was on duty who saw his car leave then. That's 3 hours after he left Mr. Sanderson's office, and I was just wondering whether you might not have seen him somewhere around the stadium, walking, talking to somebody during that time?
No, I don't remember.
What time do you leave the stadium?
It was after 8 o'clock. I remember because I had to help Mr. Sanderson move his locker.
His locker?
Yes, it was full of books and things. He gave the locker to me. I have a room by the garage at his house.
You know, I just can't understand why nobody would have seen Bailey during that 3 hours around the stadium.
Well, maybe he wasn't in the stadium. Or maybe he just left his car while he was having dinner. I do that sometimes. I go out to Walkgate, have dinner, come back for my car. Because that way it saves time trying to find parking space over here.
You know what, Tony? I never thought of that.
Well, don't tell too many people.
I just wish I could come up with as good an explanation of why he abandoned his car in North Valley Canyon.
North Valley Canyon?
Yeah, I just came from there. The police found it this afternoon. They were going over it for fingerprints.
The police aren't sure it was Alan Bailey's car, though, right?
Oh, yeah, they're pretty sure of that, all right. It's the same car he's been driving off that car lot where he works. A yellow Mustang. Something wrong, Tony?
No.
Want to tell me about it?
Leave me alone.
Did I say something to upset you?
Please. Just leave me alone.
Sorry, Tony.
You said it was your nephew's car. Mr. Jones said it was Alan Bailey's car.
Well, what else did Mr. Jones say?
Just, it was Bailey's car. They found it in North Valley Canyon.
Is that right?
The locker, Mr. Sanderson. I keep thinking how heavy it was when we moved it from your office.
Of course, it was heavy. It was full of books.
Oh, well, when I got back from the canyon that night, I found it by my door. There was just a few books in it.
I told you you could have the locker and the books. Are you puzzled?
Well, I mean, carrying it from your office, it was heavier than just a few books could.
Of course it was. That's because I removed most of the books to my library, and the books that were left were yours. Now, come on, relax, be comfortable, have your drink, sit down. Did you tell Jones about driving the sports car into the canyon?
No. I got so upset. All sorts of things going through my mind. Me hiding Bailey's car and everybody looking for him.
I know, Tony. It's confusing, but you just have to trust me. Was there anything else that was said between you and Mr. Jones?
That was all. Except they were looking for fingerprints in the car.
You wiped off everything that you touched, just as we discussed.
Maybe.
What does maybe mean?
I don't remember. Maybe I forgot.
Blockhead!
I'm sorry, Mr. Sanderson.
I'm sorry too, Tony.
You've been so good to me, Mr. Sanderson. I hate to make you mad at me.
I'm not mad at you, Tony. Just wish there was a way out.
A way out?
I want you to think very carefully. Is there any possibility that you did wipe the fingerprints from the car?
Oh. The more I think of it, the more I know I forgot.
Finish your drink. Maybe we can have a game.
Well, his wallet's gone, wristwatch, not a penny in his pocket. They even took his shoes.
Why would Tony Santos be walking around in this part of town? I don't buy that mugging theory, Lieutenant.
Give me something better.
I've got to think better. You found Tony's fingerprints on Bailey's car. That means he drove it into the canyon brush. Why?
That's what I'm gonna try to find out.
I guess I need a few lessons.
Just a matter of keeping your eye on the ball. Watch your forehand.
Mr. Sanderson? I wonder if you mind if we had a little talk?
Fran, why don't you go up to the house and make yourself a cold drink, and I'll be with you. Make one for me.
The usual?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mean to break into your game. I rang the front doorbell.
Well, I've given the help a few days off. What can I do for you?
Well, I figured you'd be the logical one to talk to about Tony Santos. He works for you, lives here.
I don't care to discuss Tony Santos. I was shocked by his death, but doubly shocked by the fact the police are trying to tie him to Al Bailey's disappearance.
Yes, that is a puzzler. Mr. Sanderson, how do you account for the narrow point spread as quoted by the papers for tonight's game?
Gambling doesn't interest me.
Well, have you any idea why the local gamblers would be betting that your team won't look up to par tonight?
Not a one.
Getting back to Alan Bailey.
Jones. I don't care to get back to him.
But I think everything is just starting to fit together. Bailey's disappearance, Santos' death, gamblers betting that your team won't do too well tonight.
Maybe they've heard that Frankie Hampton is not so sharp in the practice sessions. I do have a guest waiting.
Good luck in the game tonight.
Call it 7 by game time. Ask for 8, but you settle for a 6-point spread. Right. And find out if Milwaukee wants to lay anything more off. Yeah, show 'em in. Hey, Bill, how are you? I was going to call you later in the day. Have a cigar.
Have you got to any of my players?
I didn't think any of them could be bought.
How can you be handling the flood of money coming to this city on the narrow spread that you're quoting?
Because we're coming to an understanding. You, me.
You think I'd ever make any kind of deal with you?
Well, perhaps not. I really couldn't care, Bill. You see, I happen to be in that lovely position of having my cake and eating it too. Join me?
No. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, a certain somebody who happens to be very close to your star player, a brother-in-law, in fact, can testify said star player did some point shaving in his last college game. You're reading me, I believe.
Oh, indeed, yes. And how are you producing this brother-in-law with such testimony?
Well, I don't think it, Well, I'll be damned. Big Bill knows how to play rough.
You and your boys are going to take the biggest bath in the history of the playoffs. But if I catch you close to any of my players again, I'll show you how rough I can play.
Wait a minute. You're getting all excited over nothing. You didn't let me finish. I was about to say, I don't think producing Alan Bailey is really necessary. This is just a copy, but the original's locked in my safe. But take a look at it. It's fascinating stuff. Complete sworn statement from Alan Bailey on the points shaved by Frankie Hampton in that college game. We encouraged Bailey to come up with some collateral on his IOUs, so to speak.
Hampton can deny it.
I can have that report in the commissioner's hands by 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I'll make you a friendly wager. Frankie Hampton will be the first to admit his guilt and gladly take the suspension.
What do you want?
How much is your franchise worth, Bill? $8, $9 million? I happen to know most of that's on credit. And I think some of your backers might call their notes if they felt the franchise was slipping in value.
I said, what do you want?
Frankie's the key. Now, you find ways to make him ineffectual tonight. Everybody knows you call the game plan. That coach of yours is a figurehead. So you tell him to press so he builds up the fouls. I mean, I could think of a dozen ways to shave that game tonight.
There's going to be a problem.
I'd say you're a pretty good man at disposing of problems. Take Alan Bailey for one example. I need a flat-out answer, Bill.
All right. But there's going to be a problem. Mutual. Detective named Jones. Barnaby Jones.
It's like getting hit in the gut, hearing about Tony.
Did you talk to him that Sunday night he came in here for dinner?
Yeah, we always had a few words. Like, what's new, like that.
Did he seem like his normal self?
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't seem worried, like he was having to do something he didn't want to do?
No. He was just killing time after he ate. Only thing he had on his mind was doing something for Mr. Sanderson.
Killing time.
He had to be in Mr. Sanderson's office at exactly 8 o'clock.
Did he use those words, exactly 8 o'clock?
Sure. I remember because he kept asking me for the time.
Thanks.
I'm sure you'll find all his things stored in the garage. I saw them moving everything from his room this morning. But Mr. Sanderson can give you more information. He's at the sports pavilion. First game's tonight.
I know where Mr. Sanderson is.
Should you be doing that? I mean, I'm just a guest here, but do you have permission from Mr. Sanderson?
No, I don't have permission. There's some people who might say I shouldn't be doing it.
Then, why are you doing it?
Well, let's just say I lost something.
What'd you lose?
My temper.
Would I sound stupid if I asked what this is all about?
No, that's a perfectly logical question.
What's that?
That? In my many years in this business, I've got hunch it's something that belonged to a man I was looking for. It's called blood.
Bill, making a last-minute change just doesn't make sense. If we do what you say, we could blow the game in the first quarter.
Trust my instincts, John. We'll be upsetting their whole game plan.
Okay.
Strange.
Well, that sounds good for openers.
I just took a sample of cement dust from that cement mixer in front of the arena. Doesn't look a thing like the sample I took out of the equipment locker.
Well, does that throw out your theory that Bill Sanderson is involved?
No. It just bolsters my theory that nothing comes easy in this business. What does Bailey have to say?
Well, she hasn't received any more phone calls asking about her husband. I think she's expecting the worst.
Got every right to. You going to the game?
She asked me to go with her. Frankie always sends her 2 tickets. What about you?
Well, I think I'll pay a call on Mr. Sanderson in that fancy office of his. Seems like a nice place to see the game, and I might run into some interesting conversation.
Weldman's got a step on Hampton, and he lays it in. Looks like the Wildcats are in for a tough night, the way Weldman's taking Hampton apart. Wildcats ball, inbound to Mills. Garbage goes to Sloan. He fires from 20. It's good, 2 for the Wildcats. All right. Now it's Lancer's ball. Inbound to Weldon. Coming up across the 10-second line. Ball stolen by Hampton.
Oh, Jones, come on in.
And Hampton goes down.
Not intruding? Oh, not at all. It's nice to have company during the game. Sit down.
Let's see who's charged with the foul. It's Hampton. That's 2 fouls already on Hampton. All right, Wellman at the line, shooting 1. And he makes it. Wildcats down by 7.
We don't need the sound. We can see the close floor action on the set.
I see you're partial to wearing cowboy boots.
Yeah, I find them more comfortable than shoes. Also, one has a sense of standing on one's own 2 feet.
Never thought of boots in exactly that way before. Very fine leather. Have any special way of cleaning them?
Brush and polish. Let's skip the trivia, Jones, and level. The police suspect Tony of performing foul play on one Al Bailey, but I think you suspect me. You mind telling me why?
Oh, it was nice to get right to the point. I have a theory. Has a few rough edges, but...
Well, maybe I can help you roughen it up a bit more.
Well, Bailey's car was seen leaving here about 8 o'clock last Sunday night. Only Bailey wasn't driving it. Tony was.
But the guard said he saw Bailey leave at that time.
No, they saw the car leave, not Bailey. There's a difference.
Are you suggesting that I somehow conspired with Tony in killing Al Bailey?
Oh, no, I think Tony's too honest for that. He'd be incapable of conspiring.
Are you suggesting, then, that I used Tony?
Wouldn't be too difficult.
My involvement. You got a peg to hang that hat on?
That locker that you moved from this office, I took the liberty of examining it in your garage, and finding bloodstains and cement dust inside leads me to believe that Mr. Bailey is reposing somewhere under the concrete that's being laid out by the parking lot.
And I put him there?
Scoreboard says you're 9 points behind. Does that worry you, Mr. Sanderson?
Let me construct a case for you, Jones. Supposing that Al Bailey was in my office right here at 5 o'clock. We had an argument, And in a fit of passion, I killed him. Although I'm hard put to explain what kind of passion Al Bailey could arouse in me, but I killed him. Now, the first thing is to get rid of the body. That's a stickler, but the equipment locker. The plot thickens, eh, Mr. Jones?
I couldn't do better myself.
So I wait until dark, and then Tony helps me carry the body and the locker down to my station wagon. I tell Tony to drive Bailey's car off and dispose of it. A little sticky stare. Why would Tony drive his car away without first questioning who it belonged to?
We may never know that.
So, Tony leaves with Bailey's car, and I'm left with Bailey's body. But not for long. I drove the wagon over to the cement mixer. I placed the body where concrete was being poured, and do some more pouring. Are we of one mind on this?
Frankie is loosening up. Your team's only 2 points behind now. Doesn't seem to make you happy, Mr. Sanderson.
Well, let's not continue this anymore, Jones. If the body is buried here, there's only one conclusion that can be reached. Tony sneaked back, on foot, probably after he saw me leave, and disposed of the body.
It's a good theory, but I have a better one. You know that it's almost impossible to get rid of cement dust from your shoes?
Meaning these boots, and I was wearing them that day, contain traces of cement dust? Jones, you fascinate me.
Well, I was hoping I would.
I'd be surprised if they didn't contain some small trace of cement dust, seeing as how I was in the area a few days ago watching the men work.
Well, that's enough to blow my whole case, isn't it? Congratulations, Mr. Sanderson. Your team has just tied the score.
Jones, why don't you watch the rest of the game downstairs? Tell Coach Gorman to give Frankie Hampton a rest. Play him in the next quarter. Anything else I can do for you?
There's just one thing. I spent an hour over at the National Cement Lab, and the chemist over there tells me that the odds against 2 bags of cement having identical contents are astronomical.
Jones, you really make a living doing this?
The way the chemist explained it to me, bags of cement are like fingerprints. 1 million hands all looking alike doing the same job, but each fingerprint is just a little bit different.
Jones, you are boring me.
If a police lab matched chemically the bits of cement in those boots with the cement that's cradling Bailey out by the parking lot, that would prove that you were there last Sunday night working with that cement. Am I still boring you, Mr. Sanderson? It may well be that you are walking around on the one piece of evidence that would convict you of the murder.
Let's continue this conversation elsewhere.
You're an impulsive man, Mr. Sanderson.
Through that door. Open it. Get your hands up.
You know, you're shooting with dice belonging to the house, Sanderson.
Do I have a choice?
Nope. By now, the police ought to have all access to your office covered.
That's not even a good bluff.
You know, your biggest mistake was in not keeping that door up there locked. Hold it! You've run out of mistakes, Sanderson. Your last one was forgetting to frisk me.
I'd be willing to bet that's a lot of nonsense. Cement analysis.
It's surprising how often you've been wrong. Come on.
I suppose
suppose I knew all along this would be the outcome.
Betty, take Miss Bailey home. Stay with her a while.
Of course.
I'm glad it's out in the open now, sis. I've asked to talk to the commissioner, and I'll just take what counts. It's gonna be okay. I want to thank you, Mr. Jones. I feel a lot better now, about my own situation. I'm finally relaxed. My mind's free.
I think the way it goes is an easy conscience is an easy mind.
Yes, sir.
Who's that by?
My mother. She used to make up these sayings, tack them up over the fireplace, and we had to memorize them. If we didn't memorize them, we didn't get any dessert. Incidentally, Lieutenant, who won the ballgame?
The Wildcats by 8. How do you win these bets, Barnaby? With a crystal ball?
This was an emotional bet. I was rooting for Mr. Cy Landau to wind up on the losing side of his point spread. Follow your instincts when they are pure. Another one of Mrs. Jones's over the fireplace. Well, Lieutenant, what fancy red...
Chapter 1. The Midnight Call. The soft, warm light of the desk lamp cast long shadows across the cozy study. Barnaby Jones, a man whose gentle eyes held the wisdom of decades spent seeking the truth, sat at his vintage oak desk. He was organizing a stack of old campaign funds for a friend, counting the crisp bills with a rhythmic precision that had become second nature to him over the years. 92, 94, 96, 98, 100,000. Barnaby murmured to himself, his voice a soothing baritone that seemed to calm the very air in the room. He smiled, satisfied with the neat stacks of paper. Retirement had been kind to him for the past 4 years. It was a life filled with quiet evenings, good books, and the simple joy of watching a son, Hal, take over the family investigative business with such brilliant enthusiasm. The sudden trill of the telephone shattered the evening's peace. Barnaby reached out, picking up the receiver with a practiced ease. "Hello," Barnaby said, his tone welcoming. Hello, Frank Hal Jones," the voice on the other end said. It was Hal, but his usual confident cadence was replaced by a breathless, hurried tone. Barnaby's paternal instincts immediately flared, though he kept his voice steady and comforting. "Oh, Hal, how are you?" "I've got a problem," Hal replied, his voice laced with an uncharacteristic tension. "Yeah, what is wrong?" Barnaby asked, leaning forward in his leather chair. "Look, we are buddies, right? In the same business," Hal said, speaking quickly. "I need some professional advice." Barnaby's brow furrowed, but a warm, reassuring smile touched his lips. "Where are you?" "In a phone booth," Hal answered. "Look, I've got myself into one hell of a jam trying to help out a client. May I talk to you in confidence?" "Sure," Barnaby said instantly, his heart expanding with love for his boy. "Not over the phone, though. You know, I am only a few minutes away." Hoping to lighten the mood and bring some comfort to his son, Barnaby added, "Well, look, I just put a spinach souffle in the oven. Why do you not come up here and share it with me, huh?" There was a brief pause, and then the tension in Hal's voice seemed to ease just a fraction. "I will be right up." "Okay. Thanks, Frank." Barnaby gently placed the receiver down. He walked toward the kitchen, the savory aroma of the baking souffle filling the hallway. He prepared 2 plates, pouring a tall, cold glass of milk for himself, a lifelong habit that always brought him a sense of grounding. He waited, his heart full of a father's patient love. When the phone rang again a short while later, Barnaby picked it up with a chuckle, expecting Hal to be calling from the lobby because he had forgotten his keys again. "Hello. Hal, is that you?" Barnaby asked cheerfully. "Who is this?" A deep, unfamiliar voice responded. Barnaby paused, a subtle shift in the atmosphere making the room feel suddenly cooler. "Oh, this is Frank Kennett. Who am I talking to?" "This is Hal's father, Mr. Kennett," Barnaby corrected gently, sensing the gravity in the stranger's voice. The heavy silence that followed seemed to stretch into eternity. When the voice returned, it carried a weight that would change Barnaby's world forever. Hal is dead. He was killed last night. The words hung in the air, surreal and impossible. Yet, Barnaby Jones was a man of extraordinary fortitude. He did not shatter. Instead, a profound, quiet strength welled up inside him. He closed his eyes, taking a deep breath, anchoring himself in the love he held for his son. "Oh, Mr. Jones, the man on the line stammered, clearly distressed by the burden of delivering such news. "Give me a minute with him," Barnaby said softly, his voice remarkably steady, carrying a dignity that commanded instant respect. He gathered his composure, focusing on the immediate need for clarity. "Why were you calling?" "Well, Hal called me last night," the man explained, his words tumbling out. "What time?" "Oh, I guess it was about 11:45. From a pay phone. He said that he was in some kind of trouble." "What kind?" Barnaby asked, his analytical mind already beginning to sift through the fragments of information. "He did not say. He just said he wanted to talk to me, and I told him to come on up to my place. He said he would be right over." The man paused. "I will be right over."
No.
"Wait a minute. Hold on," Barnaby instructed calmly. "Are the police there?" "They are here." "Then why do we not meet at Hal's office before they get there?" Barnaby suggested, his voice a pillar of calm amidst the storm. "I am on my way." Chapter 2. The Old Office. The office of Hal Jones Investigations was a sanctuary of memories. As Barnaby unlocked the door and stepped inside, the familiar scent of old paper, polished wood, and faint traces of Hal's favorite coffee greeted him like an old friend. And there were not many of them left. For years ago, when Barnaby had retired, he had calculated that he had lived exactly half of his life out of this very office. He walked slowly through the room, his hand tracing the edge of the large wooden desk. Hal used to love this place. He used to come here as a boy, eyes wide with admiration for his father's work. He had worked his way through the University of Southern California, studying here at night. Barnaby remembered those evenings fondly, Hal sitting right there at the desk, lost in textbooks. Sometimes, Barnaby would step in and offer a bit of fatherly tutoring. Chemistry, clinical psychology, forensic medicine, criminology, those had been Barnaby's specialties, and he had poured all that knowledge into his eager son. When Barnaby turned the business over to Hal, the boy had not changed a single thing. The office was a monument to their bond. The door creaked open, breaking Barnaby's reverie. Frank Cannon, a towering figure of a man with a booming presence and a heart of gold, stepped into the room. "Mr. Jones," Frank said gently, his large hands resting by his sides. "Frank, I would like to offer my condolences." "Thanks," Barnaby replied, turning to offer a warm, genuine smile to his old friend. "Hal was a close friend to you. I do not have to tell you how he valued your friendship." Frank nodded, his eyes reflecting a shared sorrow, but also a fierce loyalty. "What did he say to you last night?" "Oh, not much more than what I told you, that he had gotten himself into trouble," Barnaby explained, moving toward the filing cabinets. "Trying to help a client." "A client?" Frank echoed, his professional curiosity awakening. "Yeah, and he wanted to talk to me in confidence," Barnaby said. "Did he say where he went?" "Just a few minutes away," he said. "Griffith Park. He was shot down in the phone booth he was calling me from," Frank recounted, shaking his head in disbelief. Barnaby absorbed the information, his mind cataloging the details without letting the despair take root. He was a father first, but he was also a seeker of truth. "Barnaby, I would like your permission to take on this case," Frank offered, his voice thick with sincerity. "I would consider it a personal score to find the man who killed your son." Barnaby was touched by the generous offer. He looked at Frank, appreciating the deep well of friendship that prompted it. "That is very generous of you, Cannon, but this is something for me to do." Barnaby opened a bottom drawer and pulled out a sleek, well-maintained revolver. He looked at it with a mixture of respect and solemnity. "Here is another old friend." Only had to use it once in 28 years. Frank crossed his arms, looking at Barnaby with affectionate concern. Look, Barnaby, I am going to be blunt with you. You have been in retirement for 4 years now. You said that yourself. Barnaby smiled, a twinkle of the old investigator returning to his eyes. Yes, but the old reflex is still as sharp as a tack. You ever work on horses, Cannon? Only the $10 window. Frank chuckled softly. Do not remind me of it. What about Hal's wife? Frank asked, his tone shifting to gentle concern. I suppose she is going to be needing your help now. Yes, I thought of that, Barnaby said softly, thinking of Betty, his wonderful daughter-in-law. But the more I think of Betty, the more resolved I am to get this man myself. Cannon, you may be the best in the business, but I did all right for myself for 28 years, and Hal is my son. Frank nodded, recognizing the immovable force of a father's love. Okay, which is not to say that I might not need your help. What case was Hal working on, do you know? Frank asked, looking around the neatly organized office. No, I doubt it. We will find out here, Barnaby said confidently, tapping his temple. He was as uncomplicated as I was. Carried everything in his head. They began to sift through Hal's recent calendar. Then he went to a party night before last Thursday, Barnaby noted, tracing his finger along the ledger. Somebody by the name of Terry McCormick. Terry McCormick, Frank repeated, recognition dawning. That is the lawyer who is running for Congress, huh? Hal did some work for him a couple of years ago on an industrial espionage case, Barnaby recalled. McCormick has kept him on retainer ever since. Ever heard of a girl by the name of Karen Armsby? No, Frank said, shaking his head. What is this? Barnaby picked up a clipping from yesterday's newspaper. It says there that she worked on McCormick's staff. A silent understanding passed between the two veterans. A political campaign, a staff worker in the news, and a private investigator meeting a tragic end. The puzzle pieces were scattered, but Barnaby Jones was ready to put them together. The journey ahead was not one of vengeance, but of restoring balance, of uncovering the truth so that Hal's legacy of integrity could shine untarnished. Chapter 3. The House of Healing. Before diving into the turbulent waters of the investigation, Barnaby knew he had to tend to his family. He drove to Hal and Betty's home, the streets of the city feeling both familiar and entirely changed. Inside the house, the atmosphere was heavy, yet filled with a quiet grace. Betty sat on the sofa, her hands folded in her lap, her eyes reflecting a profound loss but also a remarkable resilience. A neighbor, Mrs. Brenner, had been sitting with her, offering quiet comfort. She's going to rest now, Mrs. Brenner whispered to Barnaby as he entered. Barnaby approached Betty, sitting gently beside her and taking her hands in his. How are you feeling? Angry, Betty, Barnaby said gently, voicing the emotion she was too exhausted to express.
He squeezed her hands.
Listen to me. I have got to go out for a while. Mrs. Brenner will be here with you. I will be back soon. Oh, please, Betty whispered, her voice trembling slightly.
Please.
Keep the press away from her. I will, Barnaby promised, his voice a shield of protection around her. Later that evening, after ensuring the reporters were kept at bay, Barnaby sat with Betty in the kitchen. The warmth of the room provided a stark contrast to the cold reality of the day. Harold, is that? Betty started, looking toward the door as if expecting her husband to walk through it, a habit of the heart that would take time to unlearn. She caught herself, a sad smile touching her lips. He is not coming back. I know, honey. I know. It is what I have been afraid of for years. Barnaby poured her a cup of warm tea, his presence a comforting anchor. I always said, oh, honey, they do not shoot people like me, Betty continued, reminiscing with a bittersweet fondness. The worst I will ever get is a traffic ticket or a punch in the face. I know. I used to say the same thing myself. To do something, Barnaby murmured, moving to the counter. Let me fix you a cup of coffee. I guess I could do with a glass of milk. He poured the milk, the simple, wholesome act bringing a sense of normalcy to the room. He sat back down across from her. Betty, I have been thinking. Why do you not come out to the ranch for a few days? It has been kind of lonely for me out there. Well, I guess we are both going to need someone to take care of us. Or someone to take care of. Betty looked at him, her eyes welling with tears of gratitude for this gentle, steadfast man. I know. Let me think about it. While you are thinking, I am going to make you a promise, Barnaby said, his voice ringing with a quiet, undeniable conviction. I promise that I am going to get the man that killed Hal. The same thing will happen to you. No, he was not prepared for it. I am. It makes all the difference. Betty nodded, finding strength in his certainty. I cannot stop you. Hal was the same way. Have you any idea what he was up to? I did not think so, Barnaby replied honestly. What about that party he went to Thursday night? Terry McCormick's? Did he say anything about it? No, Betty recalled, her brow furrowing slightly. He acted strange the next morning. Strange? Barnaby prompted gently. Oh, moody. Like something was on his mind, Betty explained. We were going to the ball game in the afternoon. He forgot all about it when Terry called. Terry called him Friday? Barnaby asked, mentally noting the timeline. Yes. I know they met in Hal's office that afternoon, Betty confirmed. Did he say where he was going Friday night? Same thing he always said. Betty smiled faintly through her sorrow. I am going to meet a client. The ringing of the telephone interrupted them. Barnaby answered it promptly. Hello. Mr. Jones? This is Terry McCormick, the voice on the line announced. I am glad I reached you. What about it? Barnaby asked, his tone perfectly polite yet entirely professional. I think I have something which may help in your search, McCormick offered. I am listening, Barnaby said. Can you come to my house? It is Rocky Point Cove, Pacific Coast Highway. I will be there, Barnaby affirmed. He hung up the phone and turned back to Betty. Betty, I have to go out for a while. Where? She asked. Barnaby offered her a gentle, reassuring smile. I am going to meet a client. Chapter 4. The Mask of Ambition. Earlier that day, before the call, Barnaby had decided to observe Terry McCormick in his natural habitat. The political arena was a theater, and Barnaby wanted to see how the lead actor performed. He arrived at a brightly lit campaign headquarters where a press conference was in full swing. Terry McCormick, a handsome man with a polished smile and the practiced charm of a seasoned politician, stood before a sea of microphones. So, on behalf of my campaign coworkers and myself, I would like to say that we are deeply gratified to learn that we have moved ahead in the polls, McCormick announced to the enthusiastic applause of his supporters. A journalist raised his hand. Let me ask a question, Mr. McCormick. Some commentators attribute your surging popularity to your free-spending campaign style. McCormick did not miss a beat. He leaned into the microphone, his expression earnest and open. Well, Mr. Russell, let me say this. I have contributed considerable resources of my own to this campaign, but I believe that my exposure has not communicated my personal means to the voters as much as it has my spirit of commitment. I think that should do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much. See you all in Washington, I hope. As the crowd began to disperse, Barnaby stepped forward, his calm demeanor parting the sea of reporters. Mr. McCormick, I am sorry to intrude. I have a heavy schedule this afternoon. I am Hal Jones' father. McCormick's practiced smile faltered for a fraction of a second before he smoothed it over with a look of deep concern. Please come into my office. I do not want to be disturbed. All right? Hal will be off for today, ladies and gentlemen. Most of your questions will be answered in this press release, so please take one on your way out. Inside the quiet sanctuary of the office, McCormick turned to Barnaby, his face a mask of sympathy. I only heard the news on my car radio as I was driving in. I cannot tell you how shocked I was. All of us who knew Hal felt so startled. Yes, everyone liked him, Barnaby said smoothly, his sharp eyes taking in every detail of the man before him. Almost everyone. I do not want to take too much of your time, Mr. McCormick. Do not you worry about my time, sir. Here, please come sit down, McCormick urged, gesturing to a plush chair. And tell me if there is anything at all that I can do for you. Yes, Barnaby said, taking a seat and crossing his legs comfortably. Yes, you might be able to help me a great deal. You see, I am investigating Hal's murder. When was the last time you saw Hal? Well, as a matter of fact, he came to a party at my house in Malibu last Thursday night. McCormick answered smoothly. Really? A big party? Barnaby asked, his tone conversational. I do not suppose there were more than 25 or 30 people. It started out as a get-together for some of the members of my campaign staff, and it just grew, McCormick explained, leaning back in his chair. It is fortunate that my wife and children are in Aspen visiting her parents. Was he alone? Hal?
Yes.
But you are asking me, was he working for me? McCormick preempted the question. Well, the answer is yes again, but I do not understand, because it was just campaign security. Were you having problems? Barnaby pressed gently. No, not at all, McCormick denied quickly. I invited Hal simply to meet the other members of my staff. Barnaby nodded thoughtfully. I wonder if it would be possible for me to have a list of the other guests who attended the party. Certainly, McCormick agreed without hesitation. I will have my secretary make out a list for you this afternoon. Well, here's my card in case you want to get in touch with me for any reason, Barnaby said, standing up and handing over a simple, elegant business card. And, thank you very much for your time, Mr. McCormick. Please call me Terry, sir. If you stop calling me sir, McCormick offered, flashing his charismatic smile. As Barnaby reached the door, he paused, turning back with a look of mild realization. I forgot to offer my condolences to you on the death of the young lady who is working for you, Karen Armsby. McCormick's expression tightened imperceptibly. Well, good luck on your campaign. I think then we had better check at what time it is supposed to be at the station. Would you let me know? Okay, Terry, Barnaby said and quietly exited the room. Outside, in the bright California sun, Barnaby met with Frank Cannon. Frank had been doing some digging of his own. Cannon, Barnaby called out. How did you know it was me? Frank asked, turning around with a grin. You have a rather distinctive silhouette, Barnaby chuckled affectionately. I talked to Terry McCormick today. He said Hal was at the party, but that is all. Here is a list of the other people. Karen Armsby was there, too. He played it close to his vest about her. Awful close, Frank agreed, his brow furrowing as he looked at the list. 2 people at the same party, both now dead. One murdered, the other suicide. 1 day apart. Can you make a connection? What, do you question the suicide? Barnaby asked, his analytical mind evaluating every angle. I question everything, Frank stated, the hallmark of a truly great investigator. Of course, the medical examiner's report is pretty conclusive. She swallowed a whole bottle of barbiturates. That could kill her in 15 minutes. Yeah, it must have been some lousy party, Barnaby mused softly. And a long ride home for her, too. That is what bothers me. Who took her home? Or did she drive herself? I think I am going to check her place out, Frank volunteered. You got anything else? Here's the ballistics report on Hal, Barnaby said, handing over a folder. Slug from the 38. They discussed the details further. The building superintendent had found Karen at 10 o'clock in the morning because he was returning her car keys. Her car had been in the shop for a week. This meant someone else had to have driven her home from the party on Thursday night. I do not know if it was one of them. She had lots of beaux, the superintendent had told Frank. I did not see her Thursday night. The puzzle was complex, but Barnaby felt a quiet confidence. The truth was out there, hiding behind political smiles and locked doors, and he and Frank were going to bring it into the light. Chapter 5. The Blackmailer's Shadow. The political facade was beginning to crack. Somewhere in the city, a telephone rang in Terry McCormick's private line. The candidate, feeling the pressure of a tightening noose, picked it up. Hello? McCormick demanded. I could have killed you today, a cold, calculating voice sneered through the receiver. That was just a warning, Mr. Candidate. Who is this? McCormick hissed, panic edging into his voice. Where were you last night? The voice taunted. We had a date, remember? At the Griffith Park Observatory. You think I was kidding or something? I kid you not. You need a little push, maybe. Like, next time I try your side of the windshield. I have got something better, the blackmailer continued, enjoying the power. I've got Karen's suicide note right here in my hand. What are you talking about? McCormick gasped, his carefully constructed world trembling. Oh, it is a real Valentine. Like how you were going to divorce your wife and marry her. But you lied. I would be glad to give you a copy. I had several made up this morning for the newspapers. But I am keeping the original just for you. What do you want? McCormick asked, defeated. You have got a very short memory. The same as before 100,000 in 20s. Have the money ready and be at your phone at 11. Tonight. The line went dead. This was the catalyst that prompted McCormick's desperate call to Barnaby later that evening. Barnaby arrived at the sprawling Malibu estate at Rocky Point Cove. The Pacific Coast Highway had offered a scenic, moonlit drive, the vast ocean serving as a stark reminder of the immense depths of human secrets. McCormick stood by expansive glass windows, looking out at the dark water. What a view you got there, Barnaby commented casually as he entered. Makes me think of China. All that water and nothing else between China and us. There she lies. Sleeping giant, McCormick said, trying to sound philosophical. Let her sleep, for when she wakes, she will shake the world. You know who said that? Barnaby asked mildly. John Foster Dulles? Napoleon, McCormick corrected, offering a drink. Here. No, thank you, Barnaby declined politely. What is your opinion? Of Napoleon? The Chinese? McCormick asked, attempting to steer the conversation to safer, intellectual grounds. Are you asking me as a politician or as myself? Barnaby asked, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. Are they not one and the same? McCormick countered. The point I am about to make is about the Chinese. Some of our politicians seem to have learned a lesson from them. You never know whether they mean what they say. One truth concealing another. Jones, I would like to hire you. Barnaby looked at the man, his expression open and patient. Why do you not start by telling me everything you can that will help me catch my son's killer? McCormick sighed, dropping the philosophical pretense. Hal was killed by the same man who was blackmailing me. And you are not entirely truthful with me this morning. No. Why? Barnaby asked simply. The blackmailer took a shot at me this noon in the garage of my office building. You saw the man? No, I did not. I ducked, naturally anticipating another shot which never came. And by the time I looked up, he had gone. You think he is trying to kill you? Barnaby asked, evaluating the psychology of the unseen assailant. No, McCormick insisted. It was a warning shot. Because he called me at my office early this afternoon to threaten me again. Unless I come up with more money. How much money does he want? Another $100,000, McCormick admitted, the sum heavy in the quiet room. Barnaby raised an eyebrow. Another $100,000? Tell me, Mr. McCormick, why are you being blackmailed? The truth, or at least a version of it, finally tumbled out. I am a married man, Jones. The past few months, I have been having an affair with Karen Armsby. Karen? Barnaby clarified. Oh, yes, that is the young lady that. Yes, that is the one. And she was here on Thursday night. In fact, this is where she killed herself. McCormick confessed, the weight of the scandal evident in his posture. Barnaby remained impeccably calm. Well, the newspaper said that her body was found in her apartment. It was because Hal and I took it there, McCormick explained, trying to sound justified. You see, I discovered her body about midnight, lying in my bedroom. I could not believe it. She was lying there with that empty pill bottle beside her. Anyway, I went out. I locked the door. I went and told Hal. We waited for the guests to leave, which was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we took Karen and the pill bottle back to her place. Barnaby moved toward the kitchen counter. Could I trouble you for a glass of milk? He asked politely, needing a moment to process the astonishing callousness of the politician's actions. I see you are a sailor, too. McCormick poured the milk, anxious to explain himself. Understand me, Jones. Hal did not want to do it. In fact, I am ashamed to say I had to lie to him. I told him that I had never had an affair with Karen, that she was simply a lovesick political groupie with a history of emotional problems, which is true, and that her suicide in this house would wreck my career, wreck my marriage. It would make it look as if we really had been having an affair, and that I had tried to reject her, which was also true. Anyway, that is why Hal finally decided to help me, because he trusted me, and because he believed in my political future. Barnaby took a slow sip of the cold milk, keeping his judgment in check for the sake of the investigation. You mean you brought the girl all the way out here to reject her? No, McCormick backpedaled. She came with an actor friend. I am not sure which. The place was full of Hollywood types that night. Well, would not the person that brought her have stayed to take her home? Barnaby reasoned logically. I do not know. People were coming and going all evening, McCormick deflected. How did all this get Hal killed? Barnaby asked, zeroing in on the most crucial point. Well, we did not know it at the time, but obviously, someone must have seen Karen's body in my bedroom before I did. Either that or they saw us carry her out. Anyway, I received this at noon on Friday, McCormick said, handing over a piece of paper. It is a demand for $100,000 to be delivered to the parking lot of the Griffith Park Observatory at midnight. So, you hired Hal to go after the blackmailer?
No.
He was only supposed to deliver the money. But you think he tried to catch the man? McCormick hypothesized. Why else would the man have killed him? Barnaby asked to see McCormick's car. Down in the lower driveway, Barnaby inspected the vehicle. He found a bullet lodged in the passenger headrest. Mind if I hang on to this a while? Barnaby asked, carefully extracting the slug. Not at all. What are you going to do with it? McCormick inquired. I am not entirely sure right now, Barnaby replied thoughtfully. Have you any idea who this man is?
No.
He told me simply to expect his call at 11 tonight. So, you want me to do what you think Hal was trying to do? Barnaby asked, setting the stage.
Yes.
I want you to catch this man. He is Hal's killer, McCormick pleaded, masking his own self-interest as a quest for justice. You said you were out to get him, and neither one of us wants the police to do this job for us. Barnaby looked at the politician, his moral compass pointing true north. McCormick, I do not want you to think that I approve of your morals. In fact, I would not even vote for you. But if you can help me catch my son's killer, I will be happy to oblige. Chapter 6. The Hollywood Types. Later, meeting up with Frank Cannon at a quiet diner, Barnaby shared the revelations. How can you eat those things? Frank asked, watching Barnaby enjoy a simple, hearty meal. I can eat anything, as long as I can wash it down with a glass of cold milk. Barnaby smiled warmly. His tone then turned serious. You know, I can believe the suicide part of Terry's story. I can even believe Hal's part in it. He was always fiercely loyal to his clients. But I just cannot see him going as far as helping to pay off a blackmailer. Maybe he did not, Frank suggested astutely. What do you mean? Maybe that is why he called me that night, Barnaby reasoned, his fatherly intuition merging with his detective's logic. Maybe he had gotten himself into something he did not like, and he could not go through with it. But what killed him? Well, Frank pondered, maybe he saw the blackmailer, like Terry said,
and he was going to try to take him.
Or maybe the blackmailer thought that Hal was calling the police. Maybe a lot of things. We could sit here and whine maybe ourselves to death. But I am taking that phone call with Terry tonight at 11 o'clock. I am interested in finding out who is going to be on the other end of that line. They reviewed the guest list. Party guests? Frank asked. Yeah, a couple of them. A couple of Karen's other boyfriends, Barnaby noted, pointing to the list. Let's see. It is Reed and Marshall. Their names on the party list. Reed Carpenter and Marshall Eaton. They are both actors. Their addresses are on the backs of the pictures. Well, we do not have much time, Frank said, checking his watch. Why do you not take one, and I will take the other? Okay, Barnaby agreed, appreciating the seamless teamwork. Frank Cannon's investigation led him to a bustling film set where he found Marshall Eaton relaxing with a young woman named Donna. You know Barnaby. Marshall was laughing, talking to someone else before noticing Frank. Frank introduced himself and began his questioning politely. I would love to thank you for this wonderful lunch, but I just do not have it in me, Marshall told Donna, before turning his attention to Frank. Sure, I was there, but I did not take Karen. I took somebody else. What about Karen? Frank pressed. Donna chimed in. This is a friend of Hal Jones, Donna. How do you do? What is he asking you about Karen for? Oh, come on. Marshall dismissed her interruption. He is talking to everybody who was at McCormick's party. Some coincidence. You take me to a party where she is at. I did not even know she was going to be there. Reed took her. Reed Carpenter? Frank confirmed. Yeah, Marshall nodded. She did not care any more about Reed than I do. She probably conned him into taking her because it was McCormick's party. She was freaky for McCormick. I do not imagine that pleased Reed too much, huh? Frank deduced. Pleased him? They had an argument that night. Reed walked out. Who took her home? Frank asked the crucial question. Well, she always found somebody. Marshall shrugged indifferently. The girl is dead, Donna. Frank reminded them gently, his innate kindness shining through the tough exterior. Meanwhile, Barnaby had tracked down Reed Carpenter at his apartment complex. Reed, a muscular, arrogant young actor, was fresh out of the shower, a towel slung over his shoulder. Well, Mr. Reed, perhaps you had better go back and finish your shower, a neighbor complained as Barnaby approached. Thank you. Reed snapped at the neighbor before turning to the older gentleman. Mr. Carpenter? Barnaby asked. Yeah. Reed answered defensively. Why do I not recognize you? Barnaby asked, employing a disarming, folksy charm. You know I watch your television show every week. Well, it is not the greatest part in town, but at least it is a running role, Reed boasted mildly, relaxing slightly under the perceived flattery. I think you are pretty good. I really do. And I am tough on those cop shows. You see, I am sort of one myself, Barnaby revealed with a grandfatherly smile. Cop. Private, Barnaby clarified. Mind if I ask you a few questions? About what? Reed asked, his guard going back up instantly. Hal Jones. I am his dad. But he was just. That is what I am trying to find out about, asking some of the people who saw him last. Like that party Thursday night. McCormick's party. Yeah, I was there, Reed admitted curtly. Not for very long, though. You remember seeing Hal? Yeah, I saw him. Reed lied poorly, his eyes shifting. Remember anything else about him? Barnaby pressed, his tone remaining incredibly gentle. Well, to tell you the truth, I do not remember much. You see, I did not stay too long. You left early? The girl I took wanted to stay a little longer, Reed said, attempting to sound casual.
Oh, yes.
That is right. Miss Armsby. You must have been terribly shocked, Barnaby observed, his keen eyes catching every micro-expression on the actor's face. I was. Reed paused. And I was not. How do you mean? Well, I knew she was headed for trouble. Reed smirked slightly. I just did not know it would happen that fast. You mean you knew she was going to kill herself? Oh, no. Reed laughed bitterly. Oh, another man. You better believe it. Somebody that was there that night? Barnaby guided the conversation flawlessly. The host, Reed stated flatly. Oh, yeah, I have heard that rumor myself. Barnaby nodded agreeably. Here, have a mint. He offered a small candy from his pocket, a brilliant tactic to observe the man's physical reactions. They are good. Reed took one hesitantly. I will say, since you left early, I guess you would not know how she got home, Barnaby remarked. What does my leaving early have to do with Hal Jones? Reed snapped, his temper flaring, masking a deep underlying panic. You are absolutely right, Mr. Carpenter, Barnaby smiled, his voice soft as silk. Not a thing, unless. Unless what? Reed demanded. You think there could be a connection? Barnaby asked innocently. Listen, Dad, why do you keep bugging me with your questions? Reed barked, stepping toward the elevator. Because your answers get better and better. And your manners get worse and worse, Barnaby replied smoothly, never losing his elegant composure. This is my floor. Any more questions? Reed sneered as the doors opened. I think you have answered them, Sonny, Barnaby said quietly to himself as the doors closed. Later, comparing notes with Frank, the picture began to solidify. I will tell you this, Barnaby shared. That Reed Carpenter is a real hothead. He hates questions about Thursday night almost as much as he hates Terry McCormick's guts. Marshall Eaton said about the same thing. Frank agreed. If only Reed and Karen had a fight about Terry, he would have left the party earlier. And could have come back later, taken her home. Found the body? That is a great setup for blackmail, but murder, nah. Barnaby pulled out a magnifying glass and 2 small evidence bags. Look at this. Terry McCormick insists that the man who fired at him is the same man who killed Hal. This is a blow-up of the bullet that killed Hal. See the striations? Barrel markings along the side? Now, this is a slug that I dug out of McCormick's car today. Frank peered closely at the evidence. Let me see the other one. You see, the markings are entirely different. Yeah, they are, Barnaby confirmed softly, the genius of his deduction unfolding. This is from a .38, but someone else's .38. Sounds like we are looking for 2 men, a blackmailer and a murderer, Frank concluded, the gravity of the situation sinking in. We are going to a blackmailing, Barnaby announced, his resolve hardening into an unbreakable diamond. I want to see those 2 men meet. Reed Carpenter is just a guess. Educated guess. Come on, my friend. I will hold Terry's hand. You see where Carpenter leads you. Okay, Frank agreed, ready for action. Chapter 7. The Midnight Trap. The plan was set into motion with the precision of a well-oiled clock. At 11 o'clock, the phone at McCormick's residence rang exactly as promised. Barnaby stood silently by as McCormick answered. The voice on the other end was distorted but commanding. Go down the Harbor Freeway across the Signal Street overpass to the first dirt road. Drive down to the tanks at the railroad tracks. Be there at midnight, alone. When you see another car flash its lights, turn off yours. Get out of your car. Leave the bag halfway between the 2 cars and walk away. Stand with your back turned until you hear a car drive away. If you turn, you will be shot. And this time, I will not try to miss. That does not leave us much time, Barnaby noted calmly as the line disconnected. Where is the money? You carry it, McCormick said nervously, handing over a leather bag. What do you need me for? If we are going to catch this man tonight, you better be there. If he sees me, he will know it is a phony setup. And do not worry, Barnaby reassured the frightened politician. You will have plenty of protection. I will be in the vicinity. I hope you know what you are doing. Is that why you hired me? Barnaby smiled, a gentle reassurance. I know exactly what I am doing. They drove out to the desolate industrial area by the railroad tracks. The night was thick and heavy, the distant sounds of the city muffled by the isolation of the dirt road. Barnaby instructed McCormick to proceed. I will be out around the turn up there. Go on ahead. Frank Cannon was already in position, blending into the shadows with the expertise of a seasoned professional. He watched as a sleek car pulled up opposite McCormick's vehicle. The headlights flashed. McCormick, trembling slightly, got out of his car, carrying the bag. He walked to the midway point, set the bag down on the dusty ground, and turned his back as instructed. From the shadows of the other car, a figure emerged. It was Reed Carpenter, gun in hand, his face twisted in a sneer of triumph. He moved quickly toward the bag. Suddenly, a massive figure stepped out from behind a rusted tank. It was Frank Cannon, his own weapon drawn and leveled with unwavering, steady hands. Stop right there, Frank commanded, his voice booming like thunder in the quiet night. Put it down. Reed froze, shock replacing his arrogance. He slowly lowered the gun. Get moving. Stay in the light, Frank ordered, guiding the young actor forward. Keep your back turned. Just do not move. Barnaby stepped out from his concealed position, walking with a calm, deliberate pace into the pool of moonlight. He looked at the young actor with a mixture of pity and stern justice. Well, Mr. Carpenter, I thought you only played roles of redeeming social virtue. Reed glared, trapped. Get up. Hold out your hand. Frank instructed, ensuring the actor was disarmed and secure. Barnaby turned his attention to McCormick, who was watching the scene unfold with wide eyes. Are you willing to wreck an entire career for a lousy $100,000? Oh, no. Reed scoffed bitterly from his captive position. The gentleman feels that you have a lot more at stake than he does. Well, it is almost worth it, McCormick muttered. To see him suffer. Your life in jail? Barnaby asked, his voice cutting through the night air like a beacon of truth. My life. That is the usual sentence for murder. What are you talking about? McCormick asked, feigning confusion. Barnaby's eyes were piercing, seeing straight through the political veneer to the frightened, guilty man beneath. Hal Jones. You killed him Friday night when you made the blackmail drop. Nobody made any drop, Reed protested loudly, realizing the gravity of the accusation being thrown around. He never showed up. I waited up there for 2 hours. Well, now that is an interesting story, is it not, McCormick? Barnaby said softly, his brilliant mind laying out the trap perfectly. There might even be some truth in it. What do you mean? McCormick stammered, stepping back. You thought that the only other person who knew about Karen's death was Hal, Barnaby explained, his voice echoing with the irrefutable logic of his deduction. When the first blackmail note came, you thought he sent it. When you sent Hal to deliver the money that night, you followed him. When he did not go to Griffith Park Observatory, you thought he was delivering the money to himself, and you shot him. And tried to frame me. You made the frame up a lot easier, Mr. Carpenter, by running around firing wild warning shots, Frank added, shaking his head at the actor's foolishness. Jones, what are you talking about? McCormick pleaded, his charismatic mask completely shattered. You are supposed to be working for me. That is right, Barnaby agreed calmly. You hired me to catch your blackmailer and my son's killer. Why, that is almost a direct quote. And by golly, I think I got the both of you. I should have known you are too old to think straight when I heard you rambling on about China and Napoleon. McCormick sneered desperately. Where is the proof? Barnaby smiled, a sad, gentle smile. You are looking right at it. Right here. What? This little old bag full of money, Barnaby said, holding up the leather bag McCormick had handed him earlier. Just like the other night when Hal took it out with him. McCormick stared at the bag, uncomprehending. You see, I know this is Hal's, Barnaby revealed, his voice filled with a father's enduring love. Because I gave it to him for his birthday a week ago. And how the hell did you get it back from him after he was murdered? Unless you were there. Zip up the bag. Bring it to the car. McCormick's face drained of color. The realization that he had handed the murder victim's own property, the very proof of his guilt, directly to the victim's father was entirely devastating. Cornered and desperate, McCormick reached inside his jacket, drawing a hidden .38 caliber pistol. I did not want this to happen, McCormick shouted, his voice cracking with hysteria. Believe me, Jones, any more than I wanted to kill Hal. Drop it. Or I will kill you where you stand. Before McCormick could raise the weapon fully, Frank Cannon moved with astonishing speed for a man of his size. His own weapon was trained flawlessly on the corrupt politician. All right, let it go, Frank commanded, his voice leaving no room for negotiation. Defeated, broken, and outsmarted by a father's love and a veteran's skill, McCormick dropped the gun. It clattered against the dusty rocks. Barnaby looked at the weapon, then turned to his old friend, a deep sense of gratitude washing over him. Thanks. Like your old friend, Frank said gently, securing the area. Glad I did not have to use it again. I mean, glad you could make it, Barnaby said softly, the weight of the past few days finally beginning to lift.